Hello everyone, in this video I'll show you a technique that will make your RAG system way more interesting. It will give your RAG system the ability to answer way complex questions than simple questions that you actually have in your regular store. So the technique we'll talk about today is called Iterative Retrieval, which is part of our Advanced RAG series. I'll be giving you an overview in terms of system design of the concept itself, and I will show you at the end of the video a bit of coding and how to implement this technique using LangChain. So let's get started. Here is a simple overview of the topic and how you can detect how the iterative retrieval can drastically change your RAG system. Let's say your user asks a question like, give me the revenue we made from our top companies for the current year. And in your vector database, you have annual summary, you have specific companies documents. And and right away, when you look at the question and the answers, you will see that if you perform the normal RAG process, you may get the wrong data, right? You will get maybe this and 2-3 other documents, which are not exactly the top document in your company, right? So in this case, we have a specific way of solving this. I will be showing you in this process. It's part of the agentic RAG thing, but it's a concept on its own. So I wanted to show it separately. So here, for example, let's go down. I'll show you what a simple step retrieval will look like. We give the question. We try to match it to a lot of documents here. Well, let's say we just pick up the annual finance first, and then the Zoom, Adobe, and Shopify documents, because you're just picking the top 5, right? The top 5 in terms of match, not in terms of companies. So what we'll have here just vaguely, oh, I have 3 companies. You want top 5 or top 4. And maybe these top are not actually the right companies. So you will get a wrong answer anyway. So what you need to do in this case is what? To first come to the annual document summary, look at the content, fetch the top companies there, and then iteratively fetch individual reports from these companies. So that's how iterative retrieval can actually solve this issue here. So instead of doing a one-pass retrieval mechanism, you do a recursive or some kind of multi retrieval, where you first retrieve the first chunk of text, you look at it and you're like, okay, is this making sense? Is it enough for me to answer the question? Oh, no, I need more. So I retrieve a bit more documents, and I come back with a set of documents that are enough in terms of context to answer the question I have. And in that case, then I can proceed and answer the question. So let me show it to you how it looks like in terms of system design. So this is a simple RAG: query, embedding, retrieve top K, generate answer. Pretty simple. But this is how it looks like when you're doing it with iterative retrieval. So you get the query. The first step is to retrieve the first set of documents. You retrieve, you pass it to the context, LLM think about it, look at the document and think about it. Oh, is this enough? If no, you generate a follow-up query. The LLM generate itself a follow-up query, go to your vector store, add a bit more context, and combine the context and add it back to the context window. The LLM will ask the same question again. Is this enough? If no, same process. And then if yes, we can proceed and give the final answer. So in this case, your agent is a bit more intelligent. It can act autonomously and retrieve the right document it needs for what you're trying to do. So this is how it will look like for our actual use case. We have, give me the revenue we made from our top companies. We first make a retrieval for top company list. We find the document related to that. And then based on that, we now look through our vector store and trying to find the revenue documents or the revenue document by quarter for all of these companies that are part of our top companies list. I'll be showing this to you in the code in a second. Yeah, so, and then when we have the yes, that we have everything covered, we can now go to generate the answer to our question, to the user query. So let me show you how that look like in using, how we can implement this using LangChain. So I have this notebook here. I'll put the link in the description. And if you have missed the first video about hypothetical document embedding, you really need to watch that. It's really interesting and it can completely improve the accuracy of your RAG system. So I'll put the link also in the description. So what you see here is a simple collab. We just like first install some packages, LangChain packages, and then we instantiate, we import our packages, and we set the OpenAI API key. To have the OpenAI API key, you need to go to their platform, generate an API key, and add it here in our secrets here in the collab, so we can actually use it using user data.get, the OpenAI API key. So we run this cell, and we have a set of documents here. We have a document about top companies. Let's say the content of this document is like, this is your top companies, for example. And we have a set of documents here integrating both top companies and non-top companies. Like we have top companies in Initech, Globex, and Act. And we have my YouTube channel company with the revenue. Yeah, and we have at the bottom here, let me execute this cell first. We embed all the documents. And we have here a simple in-memory vector store. You can replace it with whatever vector store you're working with. Yeah, that's it. Let's run this, embedding all the documents, done. And here we have a simple RAG chain. From Retriever, we have a custom RAG, prompt, LLM, and the output. So if we run this, oh, I think I need to import this, sorry. Yes, okay, so let's run this again. Okay, so if you run this, you'll see, oh, I do not have an answer to your question. Why? Because we are doing a first run through the documents. We are getting the top documents in Acme Corp 4 times, which doesn't make sense in this case because we need more than that. So instead of having this old way of implementing your RAG system, use the agentic way of doing it. So we create a retrieval tool. The retrieval tool is just a simple thing that will go to the vector store and retrieve the document related to the query that you gave. So let's run this. And we have our retrieval tool. And what we need to do is just to define a set of tools here and bind it to an AI agent. So this is part of the agentic video. Some aside of the agentic capability of your RAG system, I'll be talking a bit more about the agentic RAG itself in a separate video. Don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss that. Yeah, we're just having a simple agentic system here with one tool. So let's execute this here. And now the moment of truth, we click on this. You will see that the system is actually doing multiple retrieval. The first is, what are the top companies for this year? We got it here, Acme Corp from this file here. And then it's like, okay, great. I have the top company. So I need to retrieve the data from the top companies and then give it back here. And it can actually give you the whole data from all these companies, right? Because it did some iterative retrieval to be able to retrieve this document. And what you can see that's pretty interesting here is that we already from the first pass have enough document about Acme Corp. So we don't need to retrieve it again. So it's just retrieving the remaining context. So this is a way more powerful than a simple RAG system where you will just embed the query, search for one document, and give the response. In this case, you have the AI thinking about, well, what do I really need? And generating the query based on that and giving you a more complex system that can answer way complex questions. So the trade-off here, of course, is the latency, right? Because you are doing multiple turn multiple vector search, you're actually calling the LLM reasoning over the response. So if you are building a system where latency is critical, this may not be the best solution for you. So what you can do is maybe just metadata filtering or query optimization or hypothetical document embedding, which are basically techniques I will be presenting in this channel as well. But if you care about accuracy and you can actually build an agentic RAG, this is what you will be building and this is what you'll be doing. So thank you for watching. I hope you learned a lot from this video. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment if you have any question. And then see you in the next video. Ciao.